everybody. Today we're going to try Founders Bottle Shop Series Nemesis. Now this is a American barley wine, 11.2% ABV and per untapped 75 IBUs. Just looking at the back of this let's not. It does say 75 IBUs and 11.2% bottled on 3/9/21. Let's not read the back. Let's taste it, see what we get, then go from there. Jessica picked this up at Mega Bev. It did have a sticker, but I can't tell you what that price is. It looks like half of it's been torn off and another one's been put on there. So let's go ahead and get this open, get it into a glass, and see what we think. It's probably been sitting out about 30 minutes, so it might be just a little too cold for this amount of ABV. There we go. Fit the whole thing in there. Tannish, light chocolate colored head, small and medium bubbles on there from this glass. A finger of head, bubbles on the side are compact like dish soap. For the color, very dark brown in color. It does have amber hue, a darker amber hue at the very bottom. I can kind of see through it. Like it's weird. I'm gonna say it's clear. It's just dark. It's not murky or anything, just by that bottom. Because if I get it where the light shines on it, it's like I can see the edge of the glass through it. But up in here, I can't see anything. Let's go ahead and smell. Darker roasted malts, molasses, sweet molasses, caramel, dark, almost burnt caramel coming through there. Lots of malt sweetness, but yeah, light molasses, or maybe a little bit of molasses was used. That caramel, that toffee, but you're probably going to see that in a beer like this. They are using darker malts, not maybe malts that are used for porters and stouts, but higher crystal, maybe a little bit more like darker, like 120 crystal, stuff like that, stuff around there. I was trying to think if I've used one like biscuit malt. I can't remember what it was called, but there's one that's around like 100 to 140, 160, somewhere in there. And in some of my ones that I have used those malts, and that's kind of the smell I'm getting from this. But for 11.2, the grain bill is going to be big. They're going to use darker malts like those crystal 100s, 120s, 130s, somewhere in that range. The smell's not humongous. Maybe a little bit of chocolate, like light, bitter chocolate. I'm guessing 75 IBUs just to help balance it out. Maybe some of the smell is coming from the hops. Yeah, but that light molasses, syrupy malt, caramel toffee is what I get the most of. Let's go ahead and taste. Yeah, malt syrup, a little molasses in there. That caramel, that toffee is in there. Bitterness. Bitterness is really coming through. It's probably because it's not very old to help balance all that out. A good amount of bitterness in there. You could say 70, perceived as 65 to 70 probably. I think it actually, I would go perceived bitterness is up around 80. And I think that's because of the sweetness, and it's very dry. So once that sweetness goes away, it's like that bitterness really hammers in. So I would say on this one, the bitterness level is a little bit higher than what the IBUs say it is. Medium bodied. The body at medium, it drinks a little thinner than, like, let's say a bigger double IPA, where you're going to get that malt sweetness. This almost, that sweetness from the caramel, the toffee, the darker malts that they're using, actually, it's almost like it stops about 3/4 of the way through the palate. Then that bitterness really kicks in. The bitterness goes down. I can feel it on the back of my throat. But as the palate warms up, it seems like that malt sweetness comes back and kind of covers up that bitterness. You still get some of that bitterness, but not as much. A little bit of alcohol, but for 11.2, you're going to get some. I'm trying to pick out maybe what it's almost like a pine earthiness in the back. It's kind of weird that bitterness that sets in after that malt sweetness. Yeah, like a pine earthy bitterness in there. It technically, from the malt sweetness, it does drink like a heavier beer. But from just drinking it, I don't think I would think this is 11%. 11.2. I would say 10. Somewhere around in there, because that malt sweetness isn't as big. And I think it's because it's so dry, at least in my eyes, and that bitterness really sets in, that it doesn't drink as big as it is. For me, on this one, I would go with a 4 out of 5. I would like to see that bitterness tone down just a little bit, and that sweet caramel toffee carry through a little bit more in this one. And earthiness. I don't like earthy hops, at least in my beers, so I would like to see that toned down. Let's just look at the back real quick and see what they're saying. They are saying bitter, so that's good. Booming flavor. I don't think it's that flavorful. I mean, it's almost like a typical barley wine. If anything, the bitterness is overpowering everything else, so it almost, the flavors that are supposed to come out don't come out all the way. It would be interesting. I will try and pick up another bottle to age, or a 4-pack, just to see what happens if that bitterness goes down and we see some more of those malt flavors come out. But that's about it. Yeah, they don't really say anything. So, yeah, 4 out of 5. Let's check Untapped real quick and see what people are saying. 7 of my friends have had it. 3.79 out of 5. 1,500 people have checked it in. 3.81 out of 5. So, I'm a little bit higher, and usually I'm not a barley fan. Very smooth for 11%. Malt notes on that one. Solid strong ale, sweet malty aroma, taste caramel notes, like I said, hoppy bitterness, semi-sweet, roasted malts. I don't know if it's just because I've been making all these porters, but I don't get that many roasted notes in this. I think every time I smell it, I am getting a little bit more chocolate, which could be some roasted malts. Like that crisp pale chocolate malt, I could see used in this to bring out some of that chocolate. and it's not really going to add a lot of roasted flavor to the beer. Let's see if anybody else says anything. I think it's all going to be the same. Okay, this person, kind of what I was saying, strong or solid strong ale, not a barley wine. Near as I can tell, hoppy AF, which I've been saying the whole entire time. So yeah, definitely one to pick up. I do believe if you're a humongous barley fan, and maybe that's what all these people are, and they're rating it as a barley wine, and that's why the scores are so low. But for what it is, usually, you know, these breweries can call these beers whatever they want. So maybe they put barley wine just for more people to buy it instead of strong ale. I don't know. But yeah, okay to me. I would like to see how it ages. If you've had this, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up this video. Share this video with your friends. Check out some more over here. And until next time, happy brewing.